As expected, a lot of trash talking from Dillon Brooks to LeBron James. I am here for it, Dave. I am here for the pettiness. I'm here for the trolling. Listen, we talked about Dillon Brooks earlier in this season. This is what he does best. He is the league's probably premier villain now. But as far as like trash talking with another player, Dillon Brooks is excellent at his job. At Lakers practice on Friday, LeBron had an interesting interaction with the media, right, Dave?
Okay, so if you want to start a fire, right, you need the spark. But what you also need is oxygen.
I don't want to talk much more. Tomorrow's going to be a great game. I'm not here for the bull. I'm ready to play, and that's it. I appreciate it. Thanks.
What LeBron James did was not fan the flame that Dillon Brooks was trying to create in order to what? Bring attention to Dillon Brooks. It wasn't quite Kobe Bryant with Raja Bell, who is this kid. I don't know this dude. But LeBron, not once, when asked about Dillon Brooks' comments, I'd say probably about 4 or 5 times over the course of a 5-minute media session, did he mention Dillon Brooks by name. Actually, when I first asked him about it, he said he hadn't even heard about the comments. So he was not even acknowledging that any time over the last 48 hours.
This is the start today of his availability. The first 4 questions is about Dillon Brooks, right?
Not first 4. A couple general series questions were asked. Has this break been good for them to get ready for game 3? What can you do to get AD going? Stuff we expected. Then I presented the Dillon Brooks comments. I said, I assume you've heard that Dillon Brooks said you're old and that he won't respect you until you drop 40 on him.
What were you thinking?
I don't care. He's old. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
And he said, no, I haven't. So I said, okay, well, that's what he said after game 2.
We know that's not true. Come on, LeBron. You hear everything.
And I said, do you have any response? He said, no. I said, okay, well, I got one more crack here. And I said, well, have you ever been in a playoff series where you felt like the outcome was impacted by trash talk? And this is where he had the axe meet the root. He said, in my experience, the game is won between the 4 lines. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always will be. And so clearly it was Dillon Brooks. You can say whatever the heck you want. It's not going to affect me. Just the same way when you hit that 3-pointer to raise Memphis's lead from 9 to 12 with 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter in game 2, and you came down the court trying to stare me in the face. Did LeBron look his way whatsoever? No. And it wasn't because he's intimidated, because it doesn't matter to him. It's inconsequential. And then, LeBron answered some more questions about going into game 3, the fact that the Lakers are playing their first full capacity playoff game in a decade, spoke about being excited about that. And there were a couple other follow-ups about Dillon Brooks, and he continued to stay on the same response level, not really engaging. The game's won between the 4 lines. There's 10 players on the court, so Dillon Brooks' presence is not any more consequential or less consequential than anybody else. At which point he was like, I can see that you guys are all still trying to go there. Clearly, I'm not going there. So I'm just going to wrap this thing up. And thanks, guys. I look forward to Saturday. Enough with the BS. Let's settle it on the court. And went about his business for Friday afternoon, which was great. Like, to me, I want to make it clear because I shared a clip on social media rather quickly just so people could see the moment and the quote as fast as possible. It wasn't him being disrespectful to the media. He answered 4 or 5 Dillon Brooks questions. They were tight-lipped, but he still answered them. And they answered probably 5 or 6 more questions about the series. So the media obligation, the professionalism was totally there. The point was, this
is hammering home the point.
Yeah, I'm making it clear that I'm not, this guy, he means nothing to me. Yeah, and I'm not about to use my platform to lift him up even more. Let's see what happens on the 94 by 50 come Saturday night.
Yeah. This is LeBron saying, Dillon Brooks, you're a midge on my screen door. Let me ask you something, Dave. When's the last time you can remember LeBron cutting off a media session short over like something like this, like trash talking with another player or, things like that?
Nothing comes immediately to mind. I'm not saying that doesn't mean something like that's happened before.
Yeah.
Generally, though, so LeBron recognized this. Like, LeBron named his media company, Uninterrupted, because in part he recognized when he had that initial pep rally with the Miami Heat, when he said, I'm talking about not 5, not 6, not 7, that got played in perpetuity, that little snippet. And so his idea for a media company was, it's going to be uninterrupted. It's going to be the full context of my words and my thoughts. Well, he knows that if he was to say anything in direct response to Dillon Brooks, that would just get played on a loop.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to go there. He didn't want to give the bait. And the time I thought about was 2016 NBA Finals. Klay Thompson had a press conference on an off day in San Francisco, or in Oakland, I guess, when the Warriors were up 3-1, and basically said something along the lines of like, LeBron and the Cavs need to stop whining about the refs. And someone informed LeBron about that, and he said, "Oh, he said that?" And he just laughed, like, okay, like, which was certainly saying a lot. Like, It is registered. There will be consequences for it. I will mete it out when we next play on the court, but I'm not about to give you that soundbite.
Yeah. No, I think I'm looking forward to this. I mean, listen, the breakdown by game for LeBron against Dillon Brooks as the primary defender so far. Game 1, 11 points. LeBron shot 4 for 8, 50%, 3 for 5 from 3. Game 2, 7 points, 3 for 6, 50%, 0 for 2. LeBron knows he does not need to score 40 for his team to win. In fact, I think if he's got to score 40, Lakers are a bit in trouble, because you want to see that come more from Anthony Davis. Would I like to see a LeBron 40-point game? Absolutely, on Dillon Brooks. I think that would be great. Interestingly, Dave, this season, only one player, according to our great folks at ESPN Stats and Info, only one player scored 40-plus points in the game against the Grizzlies, in which Dillon Brooks has played this season. That man being Damian Lillard, the bad man of Portland. On February 1st. Paul George had 42 against Memphis, but during that game, that was the game that Brooks was suspended. So I look forward to seeing LeBron versus Dillon Brooks. Let's hope that this gets to the point where Dillon Brooks wants him in the octagon like Raja Bell and Kobe.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.